period. Of course, we've analyzed the team Sfaxien in details and a very young, mobile, dynamic squad, and with a very good coach. Everybody looks at them, they lost their first 2 group games, but if you analyze the matches, both matches, you could say they could have won. So they're a very good side, and they're probably very similar to us in relation to a lot of new signings, a new coach, and they're still building their squad. But the profile of their squad, like I said, young, dynamic, you expect a really high intensity match despite the heat. And we're well prepared for what we're about to face. Of course, it's a match in the group where we are at home and we are expected to win, and we'll do everything in our power to be able to prepare and plan and exploit the details of our plan in the match to be able to get the 3 points.
Yes,
they are a very good side. You know, they're a big team in Tunisia. Like I said, it's going to be a very tough game. They've got good players up front. They've got Darby, they've got Hebach, they've got the likes of Apsi coming from deep, Sakao, the number 8 coming in, Hebasi on the left-hand side, 2 left-footers that are really dangerous. And we are at home and we have to fight for the ascendancy of the match. We have to try to impose our style on the match. It's very important to understand the dynamics of the group as well, and they are a team that needs a win. They are a team that needs 3 points. So normally teams that come here to Benjamin Mkapa, they have a more conservative approach, and we have to be prepared for a high press. We have to be prepared for a team that's coming for the 3 points. So also a young, dynamic team. I'm not talking about young as in 18, 19. I'm talking about young as in 22, 23-year-olds that have some experience, that are good talents in their own right. A very good question in relation to the second half performance, and it was probably 3 minutes when we conceded the 2 goals. And we've, of course, as coaches, if you look at the FC Bravos match, a flawless first half, 0 shots against, coming into our box. We could have played with the centre back in the goals in the first half against Bravos, and yeah, it's you can talk about creating chances, or you can talk about XG or expected threat, and how you approach different matches away from home or at home. I think we had a very good performance overall away from home, probably better than our Tripoli match in Libya away from home with the 0-0. Was more balanced performance from our side if you compare the other match, Tripoli. Maybe they should have gotten a penalty in Libya. We drew that match, we got a point away from home. This match, I think we, if not, should have won it because we had the lead at halftime, minimum to get a point out of the game. So it's a match that we have to manage and prepare. And these CAF away matches, if you switch off for a few seconds, you concede a goal. If you play with 10 men while your player is injured, and you keep playing with 10 men, you can concede a goal, and that's what happened in 3 minutes that we conceded two goals. But each and every player will go into details in relation to their performances. Ahoua had a very good defensive performance against away from home against Constantine. Not so good in his attacking performance. A lot of balls too easily losing the ball. And of course it was in relation to when you go through the game and you go through these corrections and you sit with him individually in the video to try to show him which areas he can improve. Sometimes it's positioning, sometimes it's body positioning in relation to receiving the ball. A lot of the times with a wet pitch you allow the ball to run and the opponent was pressing aggressively. These are small details that you have to correct. Yes, it was an unfamiliar role that we put him in. You have to take that into consideration as well. And he sacrificed himself for the team. And that is all you can ask for of a player when he's asked to do a certain job. Technically, he does the job. Yes, the performances and mistakes can happen, and that's part of it, and that is our job as coaches to be able to try to improve a player, to be able to have the same consistent attacking performance away from home and at home. And so we can go into each and every player in the last match and previous matches, how we try to improve them on all levels. And sometimes it's a psychological aspect. Sometimes it's a player that is the first time playing away from home against a hostile crowd. And how can they manage their emotions? How can they manage their performances? So Ahoua is still a young player. Please, and this is what I asked for in the beginning when he was scoring, when he was performing well. It was the media that overhyped him. And now for a young player like this to carry Simba on his shoulders, please, it's asking too much. Let's allow the player to grow. Let's allow the player to make mistakes. Let's allow the player to improve.